Hold on, everyone. All right. So let's begin. So I know that Oreva here already mentioned that asking each and everyone some questions, but I would love to ask personally, how do we actually use AI? I'm sure everyone here, it's a buzzword now everywhere. AI, you're talking about different AI tools, but I would love to ask, how do you actually use AI in your day-to-day life? Right? Just love to hear, just get a feedback. How do you use AI in your everyday life, or how does AI make your everyday life easy? So I would love to see some responses in the chat section. All right. How do you use AI to, you know, improve your productivity, or maybe in your business, maybe in your workspace, your 9 to 5? How's it like for you guys? I would love to hear that. Kewe, could you go ahead? How do you use your AI? So you can unmute. You can be free to unmute your mics, please. So I just want to gauge, the kinds of people I'm talking to in today's session. Oh, okay. All right. Anyone? Um, Babal Bala. Is this Bala I'm seeing here? All right. So I'm waiting for some responses. All right. Anyone? Going. I'm gone. All right. So I want to share something with you guys that um practically everybody knows that AI is the biggest productivity tool of our own generation right now. But one thing that most people don't realize is that they are using AI. Most people use AI less than 10% of what it can actually do. Many of us, we use AI, we leverage AI less than 10% of what these AI tools can actually do, can actually perform for us in our various roles, right? So, practically, we all know, why should we be using AI, and why should you actually master these tools now that are available to each and every one of us? First of all, it saves your time. All right, it's obvious. You learn things faster. You get to write better. Right? You generate ideas more instantly. You can automate repetitive work. You can use it to improve or increase your own productivity, reduce costs in your daily operations, or even in your business, right? Then you can compete with larger organizations, right? Even as a one-man team. But the reality of how people use AI today is, like I mentioned, less than 10% of everything, right? You get to see most people basically use AI to just go on AI, and you will just put in there, write me a proposal, or they will just go create content for me, or write a business plan. How many of us can relate to that, please? How many of us can relate that you've used AI like that before? How many of you guys can relate to that? You've used AI like that before. All right. Right. So practically, I would confess, I was always using AI like that before. But the real problem is that AI is not, sometimes you may see some result that you'll be getting from AI, and you'll be wondering, like, oh, this thing is not really giving me what I need, right? It's not like the AI tool is bad. Sometimes some people get to say, oh, Claude is better than ChatGPT is better than Claude, Gemini is better than this and that. But practically, you would want to take into consideration, it's not necessarily the tool that you are using, it's simply how you give it instruction, but in this sense, how you carry out your prompting, right? And okay, let me switch up my slide. I think I'm speaking offhand. So now, okay, I've actually made mention of this. Now, this is the reality of it, right? That people just go on AI, they just say things like, oh, write me a proposal, create a content for me, right? Create a content for me, write me a business plan. And okay. Hello. Please can you confirm if you can hear me, please? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, okay. All right. So the people get to complain that, oh, this AI tool is not giving me the exact result that I am looking for, right? But the major thing that you would want to pay attention to is your prompting style, right? How can you prompt? In the last webinar, right, I actually made mention and I asked how many of us have gone through the previous, or you came to the previous webinar, and it was quite some few persons here, about one or two. But from the last webinar, you will see that there was a prompt that I actually gave. And if you check out that prompt, it's way different from what you would normally get or what you even want to do by yourself if you decided to create that kind of outcome or that kind of result. That was actually a marketing plan, right? But if you are able to write prompts, you have a structure for writing your prompt, right? It gives you a it gives you a strong standing pointing towards the kind of results that you are actually looking for. Right. So now let's go to the next one. Now, this is the AI maturity ladder. Right. So level one basically speaks about talk. No, level one, these are different levels of people that use AI. Level one is they use AI as search engine. Right. These are what you call, or who you call the search engine users. Right. This is simply saying, give me information about this. What is the meaning of this? Create a marketing plan, do this, like what we previously saw. There are some other people, they try to progress themselves and advance themselves in using AI to get better results. And these are what you call the tax users. They come to AI and they simply give it tasks, right? Do this task for me, do this for me. I need you to create this. I need you to create an email. I need you to create a letterhead. I need you to create that. These are tax users. Then there are some other people, right? This is the next level. You call this the level three. They are collaborators. Yeah. They simply delegate their thinking to AI. Okay, help me think about this. Sometimes they may include their own ideas, right? They may include their own ideas in there and say, okay, give me, give me, you know, I've given you some level of information. Now help me think about this other part that I have no idea about, right? So these are what you call the collaborators. But you, we can literally say that there is a lower percentage of people that use AI on this level four, which is the strategic partner, because most of the time, because of how this AI is right now, people are basically lazy to even think or even want to collaborate because we know that the AI itself can produce those answers. But if you delegate your thinking, it's the quality of results you will get is not the same quality as when you are using AI as a strategic partner, not just even thinking partner alone, strategic partner. Now, you are basically asking the AI to act as an expert advisor and help you solve your problems. Remember what I just said. Advisor, not complete executor. Right? So in this particular webinar, I'm not going to be stressing so much on, oh, use this tool, Claude is better than this, Gemini is better than this, because there are three ways in which you can actually think about, solving problems. I actually learned this, a book I recently studied, which is, I don't know how many of us have actually read the Emit. You've read the Emit before. How many of us have gone through that book? The Emit, Emit. How many of us have seen that book or you've gone through it before? You could just signify. So there is a thinking framework that awesome. That's awesome, Excel. So there is a thinking framework that there is a thinking framework that I actually saw and I said, okay, how about I use this in my own prompting? Because one thing that you want to learn about AI is that as much as you may say, oh, there are some skills that are irrelevant, you don't need to study about this, you don't need to study about that. See, I will be very honest with you. If I decide today that there is a space that I want to enter into, right? I want to get involved in a particular space. I will not say to myself that I don't need to go into that space to learn it because why AI can do it. You'll be doing yourself you'll be doing yourself a lot of great disservice because people that already have the foundational knowledge of that field will do way better in conversing with the AI than people that don't have any foundational knowledge. So, in as much as yes, you want to use AI simply helps you to augment what you already know. Now let me prove that. Some of us here we are 9 to 5 hours, right? Or for the most part, we may say, okay, you run your own business. There are some business terminologies, there are some business terms, there are some business bodies, there are some business policies that you may even need to put in your AI as per context. But if you don't know anything about it, because this is not your field, you've never studied it before, you will have issues. That's why they will say something that AI, yes, it will take a lot of people's job. That's the truth, all right? But the people that will stand out are not just people that know how to do the technical part of the tools, but have the frameworks in mind. They know the industry knowledge. That is one. I'm mentioning some things that are not in the slide, all right? So people that are well versed in the industry, all right, the industry knowledge, they also know the terminologies of the industry. There's one thing to know, oh, I'm in this industry, but do you know the terminologies that are used in that industry? Then you now start having, you now build your own framework, or I will literally give you one of the ones that I use. You will actually have a framework for, conversing or prompting with the AI that you have access to. Once you have those things in check, it will give you higher advantages, right? Or higher advantage than people that are just coming and say, oh, I want to get these same results, right? In this industry versus the person that have that industry knowledge. I don't know how many of us actually you are following what I'm saying. Just indicate in the chat section, okay? Indicate. Okay. All right. So this is really awesome. One of the things that some people may say, oh, I'm using AI, but I'm not getting the same results. So I was wondering, okay, why? Why is it that people they get to use the same AI that I'm using, or the same AI I get to use, some other people use it and they don't get similar results. Also, there are even some people, this learning is progressive, right? There are some people that may say, oh, I got this result from AI and I'm shocked, like, okay, how did you do it? It's simply that they have deeper knowledge in the field and they know how to prompt the AI using frameworks of thinking, right? Remember that the highest level of using AI is using AI as a strategic partner, not just a search engine. All right. So now let's move further. Okay. Let's move further. Now, remember I spoke about the industry, having knowledge on the industry. So this in itself, knowing that point already will make you know that even if AI is available, you still need to do your own study. I'm being very truthful with you. As much as anybody will tell you, okay, I'm going to give you a what do you call it now, a prompt that you just impute on AI and everything. One thing that I believe in is that yes, as a business person, sometimes you may not just want to give people or tell people the source of something, right? But if you really want to train people, just teach them how to get the same results even when they are not shown what to do. But in training them on how to go about it, when they face diverse problems at different times, they will know how to apply those thinking frameworks, right, to that exact problem to generate the results, all right, to generate the result now that they are actually intending, or the outcome that they are looking for. So now, why do prompts fail and how do we fix them? One of them is that some people, they go to AI, they type in some, just as a search engine, okay, create a proposal for me. I want to create, my boss requested I do this, create a proposal. And of course, you will always get result, but you will get result based on the efforts that you put into your prompting. Okay. So the first thing you want to pay attention to is your context. What is the context of these are some key things you want to pay attention to if you really want to have a good prompt result, all right, or prompt outcome. First thing is the context. What context are you giving to AI? Because AI is broad, right? Interestingly, now that AI is even connected to the full internet, to the full encyclopedia, everything connected to different people's websites, can read different blogs, can read different articles at the same time. If you don't give AI in itself bandwidth, okay, this is the context by which I need you to generate result from, you would get a whole lot of nonsense. What is the context? Most of the time, there is no goal. Oh, create this thing for me. Why do you want that thing created? There is something I call outcome thinking, thinking in outcomes. If you want to create let's say, if you want to create a website, let's just take, for example, that you want to use a particular tool to create a website. You don't just go to AI and say, oh, assuming there are particular platforms that you can use for that. Oh, I want to create a website. It will have 4 pages. These are the different sections. Why do you want to create a website? What is the outcome that you're looking for? Because if the website itself is targeted towards just, oh, I want this website to be able to capture leads. Leads are just simply, intending customers or probably probable customers that can, buy my service. If your target is lead generation, or rather on sales, and you don't tell the AI your end goal in respect to carrying out these tasks, it may do something else for you that may give you another kind of result. And this is why most people, their AI prompting do not really give them the kind of result that they are looking for. Thirdly, there is no particular audience in mind, right? You don't, it is, I'm still using the website as an example. Oh, you are not giving it context. You are not giving it an end goal or an outcome to, to chase after. There is no particular audience that you are giving it. Oh, this platform is direct. This platform that you're going to be creating, example, is going to be targeting so and so people, like this age range. This is what they like. This is what they do. This is the country, or this is even the state. There are no even examples that you give to the AI. There are no constraints. So without all of these factors here, you can impute a prompt. You will get results. You will always get results, right? But it will not be the kind of result that will drive the outcome that you're looking for. So now let's take good prompt versus bad prompt, right? Or bad prompt. Now look at this. Write a social media post. First of all, the AI will wonder who, what audience, what tone am I using, what platform, what is the objective. Now, look at, contrast it now with this particular prompt. You are a social media strategist. Create a LinkedIn post for business owners, of which the goal is to generate engagement around AI productivity. I want you to be professional, but also conversational. The length of it is 150 words. Include a hook, a story, a lesson, and a call to action. Now, from these two, which of them do you actually think would generate the kind of result that you're looking for? Right? Is simply the one at the right, obviously, right? It's simply the one at the right. Because why? You have given it some certain factors to consider, which gives it a form of framing that he knows, okay, this is the direction that I'm going to be positioning, or this is the direction of which I'm going to be creating result in. First of all, the context, or the context, you are saying a context, or probably a role. Let me just use the role, right? You are seeing the role here. Create a LinkedIn post for business owners. You are seeing the audience for business owners. The goal is to generate engagement. That's the outcome now, right? The outcome here, which is the goal. Generate engagement around AI productivity. The tone, of course, when you're writing, you get to have different kind of tone, right? Professional but conversational. My own personal tone, I love stories, right? I don't really like all those too corporate kind of English, something that just flows, right? There are some times where you can be talking as though, you can be writing as though you are talking. That kind of conversation, I really like it. And adding stories, connecting, world news or different kind of situations that are currently happening to, I don't know, how many of us saw the write-up that I did that was sent to the platform about Elon Musk? How many of you were on the group before then? Hello, guys. All right. So you would observe the kind of writing style. That's my own kind of writing style. I just like going out of the box, but it may not be the same for everybody. But have you ever noticed that there are some people, when you are writing, right? When you are writing, you just know that, okay, this person's writing is ChatGPT. Have any of us experienced that? You know that, oh, this is ChatGPT writing. This is just ChatGPT. You will see some things like, oh, it's not friction, it's this, it's not contrast, it's very, very strange, right? Because you've not programmed your AI on how to give you the kind of result that you are looking for. Okay. So so in this case now, I want to give you a a framework that I actually use, right? Where I actually use it to create results. So now the formula behind this great prompt, right? There are just five things you need. First of all, you need a rule, right? You need the goal. You need a context. You need constraint. Then you need output. So you would want to pay close attention, right? You want to pay close attention to this, okay? In this way, you are going to be doing a live example here in class, okay? You're going to be doing a live example here in class, and yeah, so first of all is the rule. What you should do. And now, I'm never talking about any AI, whether you are using Claude AI, you are using ChatGPT. I'm not really, this class, I'm not really focusing on an AI tool, right? At the end, I will show you some things that, you would love to join in on, okay? So the first thing is the rule. What rule do you want to give to the AI? So for me, right, there are some things I would normally tell my AI, okay, I want you to act as a. How many of us remembers? Let me ask those people that were in previous class. So in the previous webinar, there was a prompt that I gave. Who remembers? Who remembers the rule that I gave that prompt? All right, Kewe, can you help us? Can you help us? You can unmute. You can unmute and if you remember like how that prompting was, how was it? So in terms of the rule, what rule did we give
Good
it?
evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah. If I'm correct, you told this was about a business idea,
Okay.
and the prompt was act as a business professional,
Okay.
as a strategy,
Okay.
create a it's not business plan using you use made
Mm-hmm.
use of one of the person's business this thing to do it, if I can remember.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. So let me just try and get it from my mobile device so that you guys will see something. So when you are actually creating your prompt, even if you are using any platform, whether you are creating video, um, whether you are creating videos, right? Whether you are creating videos, you are creating copies. If you understand the framework of thinking when you are creating your AI, you will not really have um, you will not really have issues, right, in generating the kind of results that you're aiming for. Okay. So in this case, you want to give it a rule. For me, there are some things that I would normally impute. So I hope let's see. All right. So I'm thinking which of the AIs now should I use? So, but let me just explain this first. Right. So, first of all, is the rule. What should the AI become for you? If you are a business owner or you are a you run a 9 to 5, right? So you want to ask, what role should I give this AI? Okay. So for me, at the last meeting, I actually, if I remember correctly, it was I want you to act as a business business developer, right, of over 2 decades of experience. That in itself is a role that I've given it. It's different from when you just tell AI, oh, create this thing from me. Create it as what? What role are you giving it? So I literally said, I want you to create, I want you to act rather as a business developer of over 2 decades of experience. Then now, the goal, what is the outcome? What do I actually want? All right. What do I actually want? So you have to set a goal for yourself. What goal do you want as a result of the prompting that you're actually imputing? The next thing you want to consider is the context. What context are you giving it? What information does AI have? Remember, in that particular prompt, right, Kewe, I actually mentioned that the prompt should go, you know, deep into the internet and search about the Nigerian audience in a particular niche, right? If you remember. So I gave it context. Then this context part is now where you impute documents about your business. So if peradventure you have a brochure, right, you want to impute it in the AI, like, different AIs have different sections where you can impute that particular document, right? So you impute it, you just click the button, then impute it from if you are using your PC or your mobile device, get those documents, add it to the prompt, right? So it will have deeper context. It will get into your business of your business document. It's not everything that you must impute in there if they are too confidential, right? So you give it context. You put in your business document, whether it's a PowerPoint slide of what your business does and everything. So it knows, okay, this is the area in which I'm streamlining my result, right? The result that I'm going to be giving, all right? So you give it context, you tell it, okay, I want you to equally, you can even paste your website. That's true. I actually forgot. You can even paste your website. So I will do something now. I will do something right here. And I want to do it with someone that have, you personally have let's say a business website, assuming you have a business website and you want to, maybe I would just, before I come to, before I switch up. So if you have a business, you have a business website, just paste in the chat section. All right. So I want to do something for you guys now. Then I will now give you, my class assessment. Then afterwards, just impute it on the chat section. You have a business website and you want me to use your own business. Okay. Then the next thing we'll be looking at is the constraints. What limits or format guideline applies? All right. So what limits or format guidelines apply? All right. So you want to give it a constraint. So I want you to create this result in a PowerPoint slide, or I want you to generate your answer and give me in a one paragraph or a one pager or a one pager, a one pager Google Doc or a one pager Microsoft Word document. So that is a constraint. Okay. So then the output format, how should it present its answers? Okay. So now look at this framework. I won't give you this framework. Okay. So I actually call it the ROGCO framework, right? The ROGCO, just memorize it. ROGCO framework. So first of all, is the role. Give it the role. So this is just an expansion, but you just make it more compact so that you get to remember what is the role. In this case, you can just, if it's a marketing operation or a marketing result that you're looking for, you could just say, okay, I want you to act as a marketing consultant. Then the goal, help me to increase sales. This is a goal. Outcome, not process, outcome. I want you to help me to increase sales. Then the context, I own a fashion business targeting women at age 20 to 35. All right. So does somebody have any question, please? Okay. Okay. All right, that's good. So in this case, all right, so thank you very much. I think I saw what you posted in the chat section. So in this case, you see that the context is that I own a fashion business targeting women from the age range of 20 to 35. So you can even impute some documents, some further documents into the AI. Like, okay, I want you to equally use the company document that I just added now to this prompt. I want you to go through it. I want you to see everything about my business, right? So it's acting as a marketing consultant. Normally, you would, if you, assuming in this case now, you want to see, okay, what is the issue that is going on with my sales and how can I actually boost it? If you are meeting a consultant, the consultant will ask you some questions. okay, now that you're coming to meet me, what is the outcome of this meeting? Right. So I need you to think about AI interactions like that. Like you are sitting across somebody, across the table with somebody now that is a consultant, then you are giving the person some information. Okay, this is what we have done across the month, across the year period, and this is some of our business document. This is some of our this is our website. Without those information, normally the person will give you a generic result. So you want it to be as specific as possible. Okay, so in this side, you gave the person a fashion business targeting women aged 20 to 35. So the output that you're looking for, give me 5 practical strategies with examples. All right. Give me 5 practical strategies with example. That is the results that you are looking for. Okay. So now I want to do something. Let me see. Um let me see. So I'll just do like a practical session now, right now in class with this website. So let me ask, Mr. Kingsley, what do you do? What's your business about?
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, I can
So
hear you.
it's all about home cleaning.
Home cleaning.
Yes, sir.
Home cleaning. Okay, so let me check this out. Okay. Home cleaning. All right. All right. So can you guys see my screen? Can everyone see my screen? Um, hold on. So let me take this one here. Paste it here. Come in, please. Glow cleans. Let me copy this here and paste it here. All right, so this is it now, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I want to do something. So assuming, right, I want to act as a, let's say now I want to act as though I'm AI, right? I want to act as a web development consultant, right? With over, I'm thinking about a role with over 2 decades of experience, and I want to create a website audit. Okay, what goal currently do you really want this website to to give to you right now? What are one of your major goals for this website that is not giving you?
Okay, sir. Well, I actually want it to be visible so that whenever
Okay,
they search for my maybe cleaning services,
SEO.
mine will be available, sir.
Well, SEO. This is SEO you're talking about, search engine optimization, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So you are looking for search engine optimization. What about leads, or what about client client reaching out to you from your website? What about that? Is that of interest to you?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. So let's do something. Let's do something, everyone. Let me try something. So let me try. So you can see something. My cloud is kind of maybe different, right, from everyone's own. Everyone's. I've had some integrations, like working with my Google Drive. It's connected to my Google Drive, my Google Calendar, even my emails, right? So I can use Claude, or probably I can use ChatGPT, any of them, right? So I'm not really focusing on the AI tool right now. I'm just focusing on the prompting framework. in the subsequent sections, I have something at the end of the class. So for those who will be interested, right, we'll be going into the different tools for the different outcomes that we're looking for. So I want to do something now, guys, right? So now with that framework that I just give you guys, I want to do something very practical. So it won't be as though, we're just lecturing. I really want you guys to take something from today's class, right? So when you are carrying out your prompting, if you are in, you are carrying out your work in the corporate space, you are, you are running a business, you are looking for a particular outcome, it's different. You know how to navigate it. You don't need somebody to be giving you a prompt, right? So this is courtesy of the community, World of Digital community. Okay, so now let's do something together. Okay, so hey, I just like, hey, bro, I want you to act. This is the role now, right? I want you to act as a web development, and let me just add something there. Growth strategist. Sorry. With over 2 decades of experience in generating. I'm just twisting it. I may not necessarily follow the, the framework order. Okay, in generating, let me just say this, in lead generation and search engine optimization, optimization, right? So now remember what I said before, that if you are not in the space of the industry, you would actually have some limitations in terms of the real world. Like what, I don't think I asked your name. Hello, sir, please, what's your name? I didn't get the name. Mr. Kingsley. All right. So, so Mr. Kingsley. So search engine optimization. So, Mr. Dekule, you're welcome, sir. It's been a while. So I would actually still look at your own websites also. So, look at this. Hey, bro, I want you to act as a web developer, development and growth strategist with over 2 decades of experience in lead generation and search engine optimization. Remember, those are the 2 key things, right? That I made mention of that I actually want as an outcome for this prompt. In lead generation and search engine optimization, right? I want you to go through, now I'm giving it context. I want you to go through this website. Let me just do a little bit of extra. I want you to go or scan through this website deeply. All right. So now let me take this URL and paste it here. All right. So I want you to go through, I want you to scan through this website deeply. Right. If you have had a business document, right? If you had a business document and just to add more knowledge to the platform, right? Or the prompt now, or the prompt result that we're looking for. This is where you would now add it here, right? I'm not doing technicality today. This is where you now add your file, but I just want to give you guys a practical session of what I'm trying to say. So I want you to scan through this website deeply, right? I aim, this is now where you now impute the goal. I aim to start generating leads, right? And having the website, okay, having my business services, or let's say the full website. I want having the website rank higher on Google. I want you to, now let's break it down, everyone. So this whole section here is the rule. Oh, where is it? This is the role. I've imputed the role. This is where I asked you to act as a business developer. All right. To act as a business developer with over so and so amount of experience. Then I'm moving now to in lead generation. This is the role, right? Then now I want you to scan through this website. This is the context I'm giving it. Okay, scan through this website. I aim to start generating leads and having the website rank high on Google. This is the outcome that I'm looking for, right? Now, I want you to create an audit report of how I can achieve this. All right. I want you to create an audit report of the current website, instead of the current website. I want you to create an audit report of the current website, giving me details on how to improve what I currently have. I may not even put these things. He already knows. I need to create an audit report of the current website in a Word document, okay, in alignment to my goals, giving me professional advice on what is, what's lacking, what ought to be improved, what's up to be improved. Let me just give it some opportunities there. I've constrained it, but I want to, open the give it some opening so that it just helps me. And other the factors that an expert would give. I already asked it already. Give me a Word document. So let's see what it would give. All right. So this will take some time. Then as this result is, on the way, right? As this result is cooking. So I would love us to now look at what it's doing. Look at what it's doing, everyone. Look at what it's doing. So it's basically just fetching. So assuming I did not give it any context, right? Assuming I did not give it any context, anything, I just say, oh, I want to develop my website. I want to do this. I want to do that. You have never given it your information. You've not given it anything, right? You actually have issues, right? You just simply be getting generic information that is not niched to the solution, right? That you are actually aiming for. Okay. So now as this is loading, I want to give you guys an assessment right here in the class. Okay. So you can use this framework. So the ROGCO framework. So you saw how I wrote mine. I did not necessarily have any plan in mind, or I did not have any, this is the exact prompts that I'm using. I just follow this framework, the rule, what's the goal I had in mind, or I can go like this, ROCGO, anyhow you want to do it, or ROGCO, right? So this is ROCGO, or you can just use ROGCO. Anyone works, so you could just go around it. Okay, so the role, the goal, the context, all right, then the output. Right? So I want to give everyone this assessment now to go through right here in class. So this is a practice exercise. There are two practice exercises, right? One for those that you want to apply for a job, and the other is for those that you have a small business. Okay, you have a small business, and this is a practice. So you would create a prompt that helps AI write a professional cover letter. This is for those that you want to apply for a job. Then for those that you run your own business, small business, medium business, large business, it's okay. So I want you to create a prompt that helps AI identify growth opportunities in your own business. So this is the practice exercise. So I want each and everyone, as our result is generating, right, to go through this exercise. Before then, we must have had our results for display. All right. So please kindly indicate, everyone, kindly indicate if you got the practice exercise. Kindly indicate you got it, you understand it, or you've been following it thus far. Please just kindly, yeah. All right. So I'll be expecting, a response. Just when you are done, just say done, just say done, just say done. With this prompting framework, now let me go back to the framework so that so I'm going to give each and everyone like 2 minutes. 2 minutes before then. This is the framework that we're using. So 2 minutes to create, a response from this. So practice exercise one, you are applying for a job. These are for persons now that are seeking out a job opportunity. Create a prompt that helps AI write a professional cover letter. And this is for those that you own a small business. You want to create a prompt that helps AI identify growth opportunities in your business. So you could take a screenshot of this so that I can go back to the previous page. So are we good? Are we good, everyone? All right. All right. So this is a practical session now, please, everyone. So let me go back now to the framework so that you see it again. All right. So look at it. So 2 minutes. All right. So our results is cooking. So 2 minutes. So if you are done, just say done. Just say done, 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 done. So how many of us are done now? All right. So how many of us are done now? How many of us are done? You are done. You are done. You are done. You're done. This indicates. So how many of us? How many of us are done, please, so that we could proceed? So I will need at least one response, anyways. So please, your response that you are done with that prompting and you have gotten your result. All right. Hello guys. Can you hear me? Let me not assume that my mic is not audible. So can you indicate? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, everyone? Hello, hello, hello. Okay. So are you done with the prompt? Are you done with the prompt? Have you gotten any results? Okay, okay. Awesome, awesome. Uh let's move ahead. All right. So how was the results? How was the result? Please let me get your feedback. How was the results? Or in to be more exact, what was the quality of the results you got? You can unmute if you want, it's still fine.
Okay. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I don't care, sir.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. How are you doing?
Good evening.
Well
Sorry.
done, Coach. Nice to be with you again. Been a while.
Yes, sir.
Mhm. Well done. Yeah. Let me start by sharing my prompt.
All right, please
Even
go ahead.
though
Go ahead.
I didn't have enough time to indicate the prompt, but I said acting as MDC of Process Pro Limited with over 2 decades of experience in business development, create a detailed action plan on how to improve my business and identify growth opportunities in the same business.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
Yeah.
So it started by in fact, it started by telling me even things about my business
Wow.
that I'm currently doing.
Mm,
It gave me. He said the first thing he will do is to do conduct a business health assessment
mm,
for the first 30 days. He
yeah.
identified the action point. He analyzed it, their deliverables. He
Yeah.
said to strengthen your market position, you
Mm,
know, identify current challenges, action point for them,
mm,
and showed me developed specialized offerings, identifying areas of business opportunities.
yes.
Some I've thought of, some that I've never even thought about.
Wow.
He said three, create a productized services. I've
Mm,
not thought about this one at all.
wow.
You know, you know, he now indicated the different packages: a bronze, a silver, a gold,
Wow.
with their benefits each. Fourth, he said building recurring revenue streams,
Mm,
and now identify revenue streams for monthly income, the
mm,
targets,
yeah.
and also came down to aggressive business development strategy, you know,
Yeah.
giving me weekly targets and all that, indicating priority sectors. You know, it gave me develop strategy partnerships, the people I
Mm,
can partner with and their benefits,
wow.
then leadership thoughts
Mm-hmm.
with KPIs and all that.
Wow.
Also gave me a corporate training academy,
Wow.
that one can also go into. It
Mm-hmm.
also identified leverage technologies that I can leverage on,
Mm-hmm.
and now enter new market opportunities that I can venture into.
Yeah.
It gave me in Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Rwanda, South Africa,
Mm,
and all that. Then now
wow.
give me KPIs,
Wow.
then I growth potential growth opportunities for process pro, you know,
Mm-hmm.
ISO service, virtual CISO service, internal audit,
Mm-hmm.
compliance, executive advisory, and so on and so on. It
Wow.
now finished by giving me 90 day CEO action plan,
Wow.
what I can do as a CEO.
Mm,
That's where I ended.
wow. So,
Interest.
how would you rate the quality of your response now?
I think I will do a 7.
Okay.
I think I will do a 7/10.
Mm,
Ordinarily before maybe I would do a 5 or even a
yeah.
4 with my own knowledge, but one or two things I picked from the things you have shared
Mm-hmm.
actually went a long way to improve what I have
Mm,
now.
quality.
Yeah, the
That's
quality of
awesome.
what I have now.
That's
Thank you
very
so much.
awesome. I'm glad. I'm very, very glad. I'm very, very glad. So you can see now that you would have you would have said, okay, let me just prompt this thing on AI and everything. But the kind of result that you will get if you just know how to prompt it better. Interestingly, there are even deeper frameworks that you would learn. And this kind of result now that you're getting, it will even give you deeper. It can even give you different partners, right? With their even with their contacts, everything where you can get them, where you can assess them, the kind of things that those partners they like, in which you can even include in your email or even your proposal that they would they would pay attention to what you are saying and they would align to the outcome now that you're actually wanting to drive. So it's just dependent on the quality of your prompt, not even the AI tool. That's why I'm never stressing on saying, oh, you learn this AI tool, and that would help you to, calm down on things that, sorry, that will help you to, sorry, so that this will help you to calm down whenever you see an AI tool, oh, this new AI tool and everything. No, it's not. That is not what you should, even pay more attention to. You should pay attention to, the first principle thinking. What is the major thing that I will learn that will help me whenever I get into a new AI tool to even get more result than the people that have been prompting? It's simply how to prompt, or in more basic terms, or in more first principle terms, is how to communicate with the AI. The depth of the communication in which you go through with the AI determines the depth of response that you actually get. So in that vein, let's go back to these results. Let's go back to these results. Let's go back now to these results. So now this is Glow Cleans. This is for Glow Cleans. All right. So I hope he's still here. I hope he's still here. So Mr. Kingsley, are you here? Are you still here? I hope he's still here. Mr. Kingsley, are you here? So we want to read your results. Okay, let me assume that he still is. So now look at this result. Let's look at this result. It says here, this is the executive summary. Now look at this website. It just did an audit for this website, right? So you see here that this website audit reports and website and lead generation audit reports prepared by growth senior growth and SEO strategy consultant. Okay. All right. Awesome. So now look at this. This is the reports: SEO, lead generation, conversion rate optimization, technical hygiene, local search, and content strategy. This is the executive summary. Executive summary of Glow Cleans has built a visually coherent brand with a strong service offerings across the Glasgow and Central Scotland region. The website is live, structured, and communicates its core value proposition clearly. However, it's currently invisible to the majority of the local search traffic, has no functional lead capture infrastructure. Now, it's now talking about the flaws of the website and is missing most of the trust and authority signals that convert visitors into paying customers. These reports identifies exactly what is broken, what needs improving, and gives you a prioritized action to turn this site into a genuine lead generation machine. So this is the audit scorecard at a glance. So the table below summarizes the current state of the website. So now you can see the local SEO, look at the score, 2/10, critical. On-page SEO, 4/10, needs work. Lead generation infrastructure, 2/10, critical. So it's not giving you a summary. No Google My Business profile linked, no local schema, weak location targeting. So you can see the breakdown of everything. So it's giving you the different scores of everything that needs to be worked on the website. Then conversion rate optimization, 3/10. It says call to actions are weak and repetitive, no urgency, no pricing anchor, no instant booking, right? So technical SEO and site health. So you can see some of this breakdown there, right? So let me not just go into it. Then now these are some of the recommendations now that it's giving you. Say local SEO and Google visibility. The status is critical. Impact is very high. This is the single biggest revenue blocker on the site. Local cleaning services in the UK are won and lost on Google Maps and the local park. Right now, Glow Cleans is essentially invincible to anyone searching for cleaners in Glasgow, Clydebank, Motherwell, or other areas. So what is wrong? No Google My Business profile integration, no local business schema markup, location targeting is almost non-existent, um, phone number is inconsistent. What to do? This is now what to do. Are you seeing the breakdown of what to do here? Create and fully optimize a Google business profile, complete with all services listed, photos and everything, keywords and open hours, build dedicated location landing page for each service area, add the local business and service schema markup to the homepage. Are you seeing all of these things here? Submit the sites to your local directories, yale.com, all these things. So on-page SEO, you can see the breakdown of everything. Then lead generation infrastructure. So there is no email capture. There's not even an email or a lead magnet. The request, a free quote form is bare. No urgency or scarcity mechanism. No WhatsApp direct booking link. No retargeting infrastructure. What to do? It gives you recommendation, right? Then trust and social proof. It gives you recommendations. So this is about 20 pages of how you can actually improve your website in respect to lead generation and also, SEO. Okay. So you can see here, these are the technical issues, technical SEO, site health, content strategy. All right. So you can see it here. Then you can see brand messaging. It's also here. So you can see some breakdowns here. Prioritize action plan. It gives you an action plan. The action plan, the priority and the efforts that it will take to carry out those actions. So, so these are the final thoughts. It's a Glow Clean is a genuine business with a real service, a coherent brand, and satisfied customers. This is not the starting points every business has. The fundamentals are in place. What is missing is digital infrastructure to turn those fundamentals into a lead generation engine. The issues identified in this report are not permanent flaws, they are fixable gaps. The good news is that most of the highest impact actions on the priority list can be completed within 2 or 3 weeks by a competent digital marketing professional. The SEO work will take 3 to 6 months to compound, right? So XEO is actually progressive work, but lead generation improvement, phone number fixes, WhatsApp buttons, email capture, Google My Business profile can start generating inquiries within days of going live. The cleaning service market in Scotland is competitive, but not saturated with sophisticated digital marketers. It prioritize a properly optimized local SEO strategy, a working lead capture funnel, a consistent Google review collection. We put Glow Clean ahead of most competitors within 6 months, right? So start with the quick wins, fix what is broken, then build a system that will make the growth sustainable. The site is not broken, it's just sleeping. Wow. So time to wake it up. So how would you actually look at this? Mr. Is he here? Mr. Kingsley. So I would love to get your feedback on this. You can unmute your mic. What do you actually think about this? Hello, Mr. Kingsley, are you here? All right, all right. So, Mr. Adekule, can you hear me? Hello, Mr. Adekule, can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Mr. Adekunle, can you hear me? Okay, I think he's not here. Right. So is anyone getting any ideas right now? Right. So is anyone getting any ideas on what you can use just this little experiment to carry out? Is anyone getting any ideas? All right, Mr. Kingsley, are you here? I would love to hear you anyways. A feedback from you on this report. Is it aligning to some of the things that you had in mind to do or not? All right. So, pending when he responds, we would have to go ahead. But Mr. Dekule, I want you to ask you something, right? Can you hear me? I think you're on mute though.
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So with this report now that I actually carried out, do you think you could carry this exact um you know report for your own website depending on the goal that you have in mind? I'm just thinking these are some ideas that you could carry out.
Yeah, I think so.
Mhm.
You
So
know, I
depending
think
on
so.
yeah, go
Because
ahead, please.
the to the best of my knowledge, the idea concept are usually the same. Honestly, you know,
Mm.
it's the goals that might be different. You
Yes.
understand? You know, so I feel that like you rightly said, it's not about the tools really. It's
Mhm.
not about the tools at all. You know, with your adequate skill,
Yeah.
you can get the best result from any tool.
Mhm.
But most times we have this mentality that is about the tool that you
Yeah.
use. You know, that's where a lot of us actually get it wrong. You know, and like my wife always say, um, if you don't have anything offset, you can't get anything from ChatGPT.
Yeah.
That's what she always says, that it is what you have offset put onto the tool that to give you what you want. You know, so I think generally the framework you've shared, you know, and use as example can actually be utilized for any other
Work.
assessment or deliverable. You understand
Mhm.
that? I think it's applicable. You know,
Yeah.
it's just the goals that you just tweak. You
Yeah.
know, his goal may be different from our own goal and all that. You know, so once you
Mhm.
tweak the goal, basically the other concept can just be the same.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Mm.
that's basically it, everyone. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your inputs to this. Right. So I'm sure
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Kingsley dropped out of the call. Okay.
Mm.
Yes.
Maybe network is raining heavily
Yes.
in some
I
parts.
can imagine. I can imagine. All right. So yes. So let's just proceed with the slide. So we have a current a masterclass coming up. So I just want to show you guys all that it entails before we wrap this up. So I believe you guys have each and everyone have gotten, at least you've learned something from this webinar that you can apply to your business, or even if it's your 9 to 5, to boost the quality of your work, right? So I'm very certain of that. So in this case, we are going to be going on to the other part of the slide. So we have a masterclass coming up, right? So we decided to let it in for the community members, but we did something quite amazing. So, but then again, let me just mention something. Before, when you are going ahead with your prompt, you don't necessarily need to even take your prompting response, hook, line, and sinker, like hook, line, and sinker, just like that, and take the result. You can equally query it. So one of the first things you can do is that the first answer is really the best. All right. So professionals really stop at one prompt. They continue refining it, iterating on it. Okay, I want you to look at it from this direction, give me a response. Then you can use a follow-up prompt, improve this, make this shorter, give me 5 alternatives, rewrite for executive, challenge this idea. What am I missing? Are you seeing this now? So you can iterate on the prompts that you have, all right? The prompt result that you have. So ask AI to think differently. So this is another way. Act as a lawyer, a marketer, a CEO, a recruiter, a product manager, different perspective, produce different and better results, all right? So these are 3 ways. You can equally, please, I will advise that you screenshot. Go ahead and screenshot it, all right? Screenshot it. All right, so let's so you can just go ahead and screenshot it, okay? So that's actually for that. So now what we've actually covered today is, of course, why AI matters and why most people fail in using AI, then how AI actually works, then 2 prompting frameworks that you can, sorry, a prompting frameworks that you, a prompting framework now that you can use, of which we've carried out right now, then some practical exercises. But the challenge is knowing is not the same thing as doing. So most people they would actually leave the webinar. I decided to just write this out here. They will leave the webinar excited, but they will not implement it. So the more you implement, the kind of result you get, the more you query it, a point you will come. You will never need to think about, oh, what framework am I using? Oh, I need to do the goal first. I need to do this first. I need to do that first. No, you don't necessarily need that anymore. Now look at the quality of what we could produce from just one class or just one session tonight. There's a lot of things that we're going to be doing in the coming weeks, like a lot of things. Some people, you can be using ChatGPT, you can be using Claude. I personally prefer, I use both anyways for different occasions, but the recent one that I really prefer now is Claude, right? I use ChatGPT for some other things, for discussions, for back-to-back conversations, vocal conversations. It's quite interesting doing that. Then I use Claude for other work, like my company work. So let me just give you like should I do that? So this is my Claude project for the different organizations that I work for, right? So I just have those three of them there. This is like my brain for the different organizations that I actually engage and I manage, right? So we're going to be doing a lot of things in this coming week actually. So or implementation is just the key to all of these things. If you just take this framework, be practicing with it, you'll get a lot of results at the end. All right. So in this case, we are having a masterclass coming up, right? That I would love each and every one of you to partake in. And what we've done is that we've made it very interesting for all the community members. If you move outside, just go on our Instagram page, wellupdigital.com, just wellupdigital on Instagram. You'll see what the kind of courses, the different courses that we carry out. You can check our website, but we are just trying as much as possible to boost our community engagement as it is. So in this case, what we are doing is a weekend that is squarely for creators, AI for creators, professionals, and business owners. And these are the different tiers of what we are going to be engaging in. A practical implementation program designed to help you use AI in your everyday work and business. And if you are a creator here, you run your own personal brand, or you sell something online, right? What we are going to be doing in that AI masterclass is that you are going to be learning your own writing style, right? And reproduce it. Now you can see that in these previous reports, I've already moved from the screen. So you get to start, AI will start responding to you, giving you answers in the way you talk, in the way you communicate. Because I responded the last time that some people here, you prompt AI and you actually know that it's AI. So I will actually give you like a pathway in which the AI will be communicating with you in the way you actually communicate, without those dashes, without those talking like, oh, it's not this, it's that, it's wolf clothed in sheep, this kind of communication. So you are going to be learning how to convert your own tool to your own writing style. You are going to be learning how to create your own 30-day, as for creators now, 30-day content calendar. You're going to be learning how to create content that sells, flyer designs with AI. There are so many flyers and thumbnails going around, but you're going to be learning a professional way in which you can get professional results. You saw how we did our framework, right? So you're going to be learning a way in which you can create flyers. You don't necessarily need to have a designer anymore. AI video creatives to create AI videos, then YouTube automation workflows, right? Then you are equally going to be learning how to use CapCut's video editing too, right? To navigate your, your video editing to post on your social media platforms. Now, this is for creator. This is the creator tier, right? So for the corporate professionals, you're going to be learning how to write stronger applications, write compelling cover letters, learn faster than even your colleagues, right? So I actually use this particular framework and method in order to boost the learning. That's why personally, I can work for different organizations. And you saw I didn't just want to overstay on my Claude project, right? I literally work for different organizations, and all of them, they don't necessarily do the same thing, right? So in this way, it helped me to learn faster in any organization or in any industry. So you're going to be learning how to improve your workplace productivity, how to use AI as a career accelerator. Then for business owners, you're going to be learning how to find and apply for grants. All right. So this is one of the key things every business wants on how to apply strategically for grants, how to write strategic email newsletters or even email marketing. But in this case, we're using AI, how to create lead generation systems, business automations, digital product creation, and how to reduce operational costs using AI, then how to create strategic business plans and pitch decks. Then what you are equally going to be getting as bonus, just to make it all straight for each and every community member, as a bonus, you're going to be getting the complete CCBO Canva course. It's a complete, detailed, approach on how to, navigate your Canva, create pitch decks, create slides, create every single thing like on Canva, create YouTube thumbnails, create even your flyer designs, everything. You're going to be getting that course completely. Yes, as a bonus. Then equally, you're equally going to be getting a complete course on how to run your Facebook ads. And each of these tiers, you can see the value here for the content creators. Tier is actually 65,000. The corporate professionals 45, and for the business owners is 150,000. Then the bonus is they actually value that. You can see the complete creators, corporate professionals and business owners Canva course at 45,000. Then the Facebook ad course completely for 65,000, right? But then again, just to save you the compilation or the summation of everything, if you are going to be working out with everything, is actually valued at 370,000 naira, right? But for community members only, right? For community members, you could check out our various courses. You won't get a course from us for less than 150 currently, right? In our current Nigeria, you won't get a course from Well Up Digital at 150, but for only community members, this is basically for free. We're giving it out this online business weekend for free, almost for free, right? But you're not going to pay all of that as community members, but outside, it's going to be about 70,000 naira a year for outside members, right? So if you are going through this, you are getting every single thing here for just 19,900. That's like pizza, I get. Right. So every single thing here for the every single thing you are going to be getting is one of the days we are going to be walking through for the content creators, for the corporate professionals, for the business owners, and you are going to be getting the full complete Canva course, every single thing, and the complete Facebook ad course. As a business owner, you need to learn how to run your ads, right? You're going to be getting that equally. So everything we're just giving out for free for community members because we actually want to upgrade to higher things, right? So if you have been in the community, we already have our schema. We already have our schema on what we are going to be doing in the coming weeks, and we cannot do those things. We cannot achieve those things if we've not passed this level. So we just decided that if we decided to do everything for free, people don't get to appreciate those things. So as a commitment fee, so that we could close this chapter and get to the next thing. All right. So so this is what we're actually giving out, right, for the complete package for everything. So it's actually based, if you are content creator, you're a freelancer, you're a student, you're a professional, you're an entrepreneur, or you run a small business, or anyone who wants to stay relevant in this AI age, you need to be on this business weekend, right? You'll be carrying it out. So if you want to go ahead with it, you could just send a message to this number right about now, or just send a message to this number, or you could send me or any of the or you just send a message, send a message on the group. Just send a message on the group right now if you want to be joining us on this. Okay, you're going to be getting the recorded session, of course. You're going to be getting the recorded session of this class so that you could go through it, every single thing, you'll be going through it. So just send a message to, I think a representative will send a message right about now to the group. All right. So I would love to take questions. I would love to take questions now. Does anyone have any question? Does anyone have any question on the business weekend? Yes, it's going to be happening for those that are asking. Okay. So it's going to be happening on the 10th of July. It's going to be happening on the 10th of July. All right, it's going to be happening on the 10th of July. All right, it's going to be happening on the 10th of July, starting on the 10th of July. All right, on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're going to be going in deep into all of these tools that we're going to be using, the frameworks. And I'm also going to be giving some of my master frameworks, all right, or master prompts for different occasions. Aside from this framework I taught, I'm going to be giving most of the prompts that I use personally, right? So does anyone have any question? Does anyone have any question? All right. So I think Kawa is asking if you can pay in installment. So for this particular one, we are starting, the whole session on the 10th. So you could just, you could go ahead to put in your commitment today, but before then, you just complete everything so that everyone is just starting and there's no back and forth in any way. Right. So let's, so yeah. So any question? So just to go back to the screen again, for those persons to know what you would actually be getting for this giveaway weekend. Every single thing here, you'll be getting it. This course is, I don't know how to describe it, this complete course, right? Every single thing that you need, even if you are creating receipts, there are some people here, you want to create receipts for your business, you want to create invoices, you want to create a brand style guide. This course treats everything that you need, either as a creator, a business professional, or even if you have a business, you are a business owner, then this complete Facebook ad course. Some of you here, you can create videos, but you don't know how to run ads. You don't know how to get the audience. You don't know how to get, the leads for your business. This course is the complete of everything, right? So even I think this training that we did here, it was 150 the last time, but we are giving everything out, just giving everything to the community members so that we can progress from here. All right. So I would love to take questions. Questions. All right. Okay, dokie. All right. Questions. So does anyone have any question before we call it a night? Does anyone have any question before we call it a night? All right. I think not. All right. Questions? Any question, everyone? So did we get any value tonight? I would just love you to send a message on the group, right? Just your little review. I think that's the only thing I'll be asking of you guys tonight. Just based on the group, how was today's session? That was on the WhatsApp group now. Just put it in there. How was today's session? All right. So I would just love your feedback on the group, right? So how was the session? Just put it there. I would really, really appreciate that, so that those persons that did not join in today, right, they could get a hang for the next session we're going to be having, right? So yeah, so you could just put it there. So for the programs, can we? Okay, I think I've answered that. All right. So yeah, do we have any question? Anyone? You have any question? All right. Juice Martins Balabobai. Okay, I think you've asked your question, Mr. Dekunle. Gideon, do you have any questions? Questions, please. Can we ask ChatGPT to give a prompt? Yes, of course, definitely, you can do that. Yeah, sometimes I do that personally, right? I create a prompt. I will ask ChatGPT to create a prompt for me. Let's just take, for example, this particular slide I created. I used 10th of July. 10th of July, yes, the program is starting 10th of July. Right, 10th of July. The program started 10th of July. So this particular slide, you won't believe that I created it in less than, I think less than 3 minutes. I created this whole slide in less than 3 minutes. Right, so these are some of the things that we'll be learning in this session. And you can change this slide to a website. All right. So we'll be learning on how to do all of these things. Now think about it. Um, this whole slide was created in 3 minutes. Everything here you are seeing, I created it in 3 minutes. I did not go ahead and start doing design and all of that. I created it in 3 minutes. Yeah, and it even has all those from the previous start. You will see those animations and everything. I created it in 3 minutes. So these are some of the things that you'll be learning to boost your productivity in the whole class, right? So all I simply did. So for the questions that you ask, right? So I wrote my content. I wrote all the content, what I needed to do. I asked, I asked some of my AI to, okay, improve this content. Okay. I didn't know what I went to talk about, how the flow is going to be like. Inputted it on my AI. Said, okay, help me to refine in this point. I want to put it on this other AI. Took it to this other AI. It created it for me. So it's not difficult. Something that we're going to be treating very deeply. Yeah, the class is recorded. The class is recorded. It's something we're going to be treating very deeply on the business weekend, right? Or the community business weekend. This is not general, because if it's general, it's way more expensive, right? So are we clear, everyone? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Any other question? So, okay, yes, the duration of the program is a week. The program is a week long. Duration of the training, the business weekend is a week, right? It's a week long. Starting from on the 10th, further details will be sent to the group, right? Further details will be sent to the group. So let me, any other question? How long is the program starting? When is the program starting? Okay, it's starting on the 10th. Yeah, it's going to be a week long. So any other question again? All right. So I think we would bring, let me change the slide so that, yeah. So you could just send a message to this number, this WhatsApp contact, okay? To join in for July 10th, okay? So I think that actually brings us to the end of today's session, right? So if you are clear with everything, you can exit, unless you want to ask any other question. You're welcome. Thank you very much.